and today we are going to learn how to make a beautiful table of contents within your Word document. So let's nerd out. At Amy's Animal Barn and Petco, we have prompted ChatGPT to create a puppy training manual for us. In this video, we are going to learn how to create this beautiful table of contents. And this is auto-generated within Microsoft Word so that when we make changes to the document, it is also going to update. So let's take a look at how we created this. Step one is preparing your document. So you can see here that I have this preschool section, and I've got chapter one underlined, and then I have these subsections that are bolded. And that is providing a little bit of a visual structure to this document, but it isn't going to help us when we create the table of contents. So we need to define these headers properly within Microsoft Word in order to pull correctly to the table of contents. So in order to do that, we will just simply select the text that we want to update. And then under the Home tab, we are going to head up to the Styles section, and we are going to categorize the heading appropriately. So in this example, I'm going to select heading 1, and then chapter 1, I'm going to highlight all of that. I'm going to make that a heading 2. And then these little subsections down here, I'm going to allocate them as heading 3. Now there are other options here. You can, apply another layer. So you can even go to heading 4 if you wanted to. You can even create your own styles if you do want to get a little bit more creative. For the purpose of this video, I'm going to leave these at heading 3, and you're just going to need to go and do that throughout the whole document. All right, now that we have defined all of our headers within the document, you can look at inserting the table of contents. Before I do that, I always turn on this little paragraph icon here. And then if we head on up into layout and then just go to breaks, we can insert a section break that we can have a clean page for the table of contents. And I'm just going to press enter. And then this is right here where we're going to create that contents. So in order to create the table of contents, we are going to go up into the references tab. And on the left-hand side here, we have table of contents. So if we just select here, then we can select one of these, predefined formats. You can even look at doing a custom format. For the purpose of this video, I'm going to go with table 2. It's got the table of contents title and then headings 1, 2, and 3. All right, look how beautiful this table of contents is, and we've hardly put in any legwork to create this. So that's pretty cool. But now let's say that we want to add a section to the document, and I want to add a tips for chapter 1 under socializing the puppy to unfamiliar sounds. So let's scroll on down to that area, and I'm just going to pop it right here above chapter 2. So here are some final tips, and if you haven't already, then hit that subscribe button. It would really mean a lot to me, and give this video a thumbs up if you are enjoying it. So now we can add this final tips, and we're just going to highlight that text, and I'm going to make it a level 3 header so that it is in line with the other headings. Now, if we scroll back on up to this table of contents, you'll notice that that is not showing up here. So what we need to do is we need to update the table, and we have two options here. So we can update the page numbers only or update the entire table. So if you are creating a big report or a school project, then I would always recommend updating the entire table just as soon as you're finished so that your final product is going to have the most up-to-date table. Let's click OK and let's see how that works. Now we can see that under chapter 1, we have that final tips section added down below. That's actually worked really well. But let's say now if we want to delete that, we can select all of this text, we can remove it, and then it is still going to be showing there. So once again, we just need to update that for any changes. And now Word has actually recognized that we have deleted something, and it just did a simple update to remove that document. So that's pretty cool. The last thing that I wanted to show you was some different formatting options so that you can customize your table of contents to your needs. So the first one that is pretty cool is that we can rename this title. I'm just going to rename that course format. So super simple, just like that. Now, if I want to change these headers, so for example, I kind of want to show level 1 preschool and then just the chapters. I think that having this key points, goals, and then step-by-step training is a bit repetitive and not totally necessary. So what we can do is head on back up to that references tab, table of contents, and then we go custom table of contents. So here we have some different options, and this one is my favorite. But on the right-hand side, you have this option to use hyperlinks instead of page numbers. So this means that when this is selected, that you can just head on into your table of contents and you can select a level, an item, and then it's going to fast track you to that section of the document. It is great if you are editing a massive document and it would just save you from scrolling through a million pages. So even though this says instead of page numbers, you can override it and still show the page numbers. So if we toggle that off, then you'll see that there is this preview option up here and those page numbers have been removed. So having that set, then we also have the option to align them differently. And then there are these, these little dots here. We can change how we want that to look. So just a couple of little fun options here. So down in this general tab here, we can change the format to, something different. So if we want to say make it simple, then that's just going to change the main format of the table. But what we came here to do was we wanted to change the number of levels. So you can see here that we have 3 levels. And if I want to just drop that down to 2, because I know that this preschool is level 1 and then I have chapter 1, which is level 2, then that's going to remove these level 3s from my table of contents. Just a quick note, you can head into this options area and those styles that were under the home tab, you can customize how you want those to show within your table of contents. I'm going to cancel out of that for now, and I just want to update this to just show those 2 levels. So if we click OK, it's going to ask if we want to replace the table of contents, and the answer is yes. So here we have a, simplified version of our table of contents. I definitely think that this is a little bit easier to read. Now, back to my favorite feature, if we head on up to this chapter 1, for example, you can see if we hover over it that it says control and click to follow the link. So we can control, and now you can see that it's gone to that little hand icon. And if we click on it, then that's going to take us straight to chapter 1 within our document. All right, so that wraps up this video, and I do hope that I've helped you discover your inner nerd today. I also hope that you have learned everything that you need to know about inserting a table of contents into Microsoft Word. Thanks for nerding out. We'll see you again.